Hi everyone, and welcome to the Greensand Way prep video. So I just thought it'd be a good idea, some of you guys have requested it, to pop on and talk to you a little bit about some of the kit that I'm going to be using for the Greensand Way 100, and as well as some of the logistics that need to be covered off for the day as well. So yeah, before we get into that though, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on how the fundraising's been going over the last couple of weeks since the end of the training video series a couple of weeks ago. So we're currently sitting at £2,424, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. Yeah, your generosity has been superb, and yeah, I'm sure that money is going to go to helping a lot of people that are having to deal with cancer in many different ways. So thank you very much for all your generosity and support for the fundraiser. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about some of the kit. Okay, so first thing that I wanted to talk about is what I'm going to be starting in at the beginning of the Greensand Way. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So on my feet, I'm going to be wearing the Hoka Tecton X3s. So I've had this shoe now for a good couple of months, and yeah, really been enjoying using this. Super comfortable shoe, and yeah, just a pleasure to run in. So I used it for the Triple Trail 50 a couple of weeks ago, and it was absolutely superb. The squishy bouncy midsole, super comfortable, and yeah, just an all-round really pleasurable running shoe to use. So yeah, they'll be on my feet to start with, and then I've got some potential options to change as we go throughout the run, depending on conditions on the day and how my feet are holding up. So yeah, I'll be starting in the Hoka Tecton X3s. Also on my feet, I'll be having a pair of Injinji toe socks. So these are the Courtney DeWalter collab pair. I got sent these from the guys at Beta Run. So yeah, just had a couple of runs in these and super comfortable. I always use Injinji toe socks anyway, so I know they're going to get the job done. No blisters or any issues with these socks, and yeah, they just work really, really well. So they'll be on my feet as well. Then moving up, shorts. We have got a pair of, if I can find them, there they are. So these are the Hoka sort of racing shorts. I don't know the exact name of the model, but they're super lightweight. Split shorts, so yeah, very breathable, and yeah, it's really comfortable as well. Once again, use these for the Triple Trail 50, and yeah, just a nice pair of comfortable shorts. The only thing that I am concerned about slightly is because they're so thin. I don't know if you guys saw the recce video that I did with Danielle at the start of the training series, where the first sort of 5k of the Greensand Way is pretty brambly, or at least it was. And my shorts got absolutely shredded on that day because they got caught on all the brambles. So these shorts here are made of a very similar material to that pair. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that either the brambles have died back or they've been cut, because we could end up ripping these as well. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with those. But again, I have got some other pairs of shorts that I can change into if needed. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with those. Then moving up onto my torso, I've got this custom t-shirt that I had made from the company Spiced, and yeah, it's got the Greensand Way 100 logos on there. Shout out to Kev for designing all that stuff. Yeah, it turned out really, really nice. I wasn't sure how good it would come out and how good the quality would be, but yeah, pretty pleased with how this t-shirt's turned out. It's basically just your standard sort of tech t-shirt, very breathable, very lightweight. A little bit of reflective detail here on the back at the bottom, and yeah, it's just got all the cancer research and the Greensand Way logos over it, and yeah, really pleased with how that came out. So yeah, that's the main bits. I'll also probably have some arm sleeves here, so I've got these Montane arm sleeves. Obviously with it being October, it's probably going to be quite cold, so they'll keep some of the chill off as we go. And then I'll also have a buff, which, you know, you can use around your neck should I need to put in the jacket, or I'll probably just have it tied around my wrist to wipe some of the sweat away if I get hot and sweaty. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I'm going to be having on myself to start with. Then in terms of kit, I'm going to be using the Instinct X8 here. So yeah, quite well packed, because obviously with this being sort of like a, well, it's not self-supported, but I do have some support, but it's not an actual race, so there won't be like official aid stations or anything. It's literally just sort of my parents crewing me throughout the whole thing, and then we have other people, you know, dipping in and out, running with me and stuff. So I'll talk more about that in a bit, but I'm going to be carrying a decent amount of stuff with me just to sort of try and be as self-sufficient as possible. But everything that I have in here is basically sort of like mandatory kit that you would get for sort of like a centurion 100 miler or something. So nothing too out of the ordinary. I'm not, you know, carrying my whole life in this bag, but I've got a few extra items in here that I probably wouldn't have for you know, like a regular race, like a 100 mile or a 50 mile. I've just got a few extra things just to try and help me be a little bit more self-sufficient on the trail. So yeah, as I say, the X8 here, huge bag, loads of capacity. It's 18 litres, so I can fit a ton of stuff in here if I need to. There's plenty of extra space should I need it anyway. But yeah, let's just quickly dive into a few of the things that I have in here. So I've already packed in a pair of gloves in the front here, so again, another item of clothing, and with it being autumn now, probably going to need some gloves at some point, but they're a spare pair anyway, the light sort of liner gloves. Then in the top, this little patch at the top here, I've got this Ultimate Direction windproof. So super lightweight, really breathable, but also, you know, helps keep the chill off when the wind does come in. This I've got in the top here because I think, hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, I won't need to deploy the rain jacket, because currently it's looking like it could be a sunny start. So yeah, if anything, I may need a little bit of extra warmth, so I'm going to keep that in the top there just so it's like easily accessible and I can just pull it out as and when I get a little bit chilly. Then moving inside the bag, in the front pocket here I've packed my head torch. So I've got my Moonlight Bright as Day 800 there. That's all charged up, ready to rock and roll. Super bright head torch, and probably got enough battery life to get me through the whole night. I have got a spare, which I haven't actually got with me today, but I have got a spare anyway should that battery run out. Then inside the bag, so I've got a few things in here already. First of all is my rain jacket. So this is the Instinct rain shell. So yeah, again, a nice lightweight waterproof jacket, fully taped seams, and yeah, lots of ventilation here. You've got sort of like armpit zips and stuff, and this also has the ability to be worn over the top of the pack, and then the pit sleeves here actually sort of double up as access, so you can sort of get your hands inside to get stuff out of the pockets on the side of the pack. So yeah, they work really well together, this pack and that jacket. So yeah, that's going to be my rain jacket of choice to carry on with me, but as I say, I have got spares should I need them. Then what else is in the bag? So I have a pair of Montane mittens here. So these are dry line mittens, Prism dry line I think they are, and they're sort of waterproof, so they've got a thin waterproof lining underneath the outside of this mitten, and they're fleece lined inside with like a Pertex, you know, insulation. So yeah, really nice and warm, so when the temperature does drop during the night sections, just pull these bad boys out of the bag and yeah, have nice warm hands. And other things that I've got in here, I've just got this all sort of packed into this dry bag here. So again, mandatory kit for a 100 miler in here. So first aid kit, foil blanket, spare buff, spare hat, and a spare pair of gloves. Again, I'm just carrying it just out of good practice really. Hopefully I won't need the first aid kit or anyone else that's running with me, but you know, it's there should we need it. And yeah, that's about it. Obviously I'll have the 2 soft flasks at the front and a load of sort of nutrition in there as well, but we'll talk about that in a second when I get into my big kit bag, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. Okay, so I've got my kit bag here. So we're just going to go through a few of the extra things that I'm packing in here to give to my parents to take with them throughout the day. So all the stuff in here is kit, and we're going to talk about the nutrition in a second. So first of all, we'll talk about spare pairs of shoes. So first up, I'm going to be taking these Topos. So these are the Ultra Venture 3, super comfortable shoe, and yeah, these will definitely be deployed if my feet start feeling the pinch from the Hokers. Obviously they're quite a narrow shoe. These are a lot wider, so yeah, a lot more space in there for your feet. So yeah, if I'm start feeling any sort of foot pain or any issues, These will be going on my feet. The only thing with these shoes is, with it being again autumn, potential for it being quite wet, these shoes do tend to hold on to a bit of water if you do get them wet, so they do become quite heavy. Also, with the lugs on the outsole, they're a little bit sort of beveled, so they're not particularly great in the super muddy, wet, sloppy stuff. So yeah, it'll be a consideration as and when to deploy these, but especially towards the latter stages of the course, should be on sort of like more hard packed trails and a bit more road. So, you know, if my feet are sort of trash towards the end, maybe I'll slip these on just to finish in comfort. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Other pair of shoes that I'll have, should I need them, Hoka Speedgoat 6, just a classic shoe. Yeah, I'll just have these. I like to have, always like to have a pair of Speedgoats in the rotation. Just a really solid trail runner, you know. Speedgoats to Speedgoats, not really much more I can say about them. I'm sure you know exactly what they are and what they do. So yeah, they'll be coming along for the ride as well. Now, let's crack on through this kit bag. So first to build, I've got a few spare pairs of sort of like socks and stuff. Again, another couple of pairs of Injinjis in here, should my feet get wet or socks get trashed for any reason. I also have a pair of these sealskin waterproof socks. Again, these are sort of like to be used as and when I need them. The only thing I find with waterproof socks, if it's continually raining, these are hard to use because the water just, you know, falls out of the sky and it has the potential just to sort of seep in through the top, in which case these just end up filling up really quick full of water. But if there's a lot of surface water and mud and it's not raining and I want to keep my feet sort of like in good condition, I'll maybe stick these pair on just to get me through to the end and hopefully sort of save my feet a little bit. So I'll be taking them along with us and deploying them as and when I need them. So then, that's the little bits out the way. Spare buff, enough said about that. And then I've got sort of like two sort of long sleeve options here. So I've got like a fleece that I'll be taking, pretty standard fleece from Decathlon, nothing fancy, just as a sort of like extra warm layer there. And then I've got this Montane long sleeve. I really enjoy using this during the winter months. It's quite thin, but it's very warm. It's sort of like fleece lined. So yeah, it does keep you nice and warm, and it's nice and lightweight. So yeah, they're my sort of two long sleeve warm options. Haven't actually put a spare t-shirt in here today, but yeah, I will be throwing in a spare t-shirt to be used on the day as well. In terms of legs, I've got a pair of long tights here. So these are just sort of some Nike running tights. If it does get quite cold in the night, maybe I'll stick them on, but we'll see how we get on in terms, if I'm still sort of like moving pretty, you know, pretty well and I can run, maybe I'll stay warm enough not to be able to have to get these out, but they're there should I need some extra warmth. Then for other leg options, I've got another pair of short shorts. So these are just some Ron Hill split shorts there, and I've also got sort of like some you know, some tights should I want a little bit of extra warmth. I can use these to like layer up with some of the other shorts that I have, either the Hoka ones there or the Ron Hill ones. So they're an option just for a little bit of extra warmth should I need them on my legs. Other things in here, so I've got sort of like a beanie hat. So this is a Montane hat with a nice sort of fleece lining. Again, if it gets cold and the buffs aren't really keeping me warm enough, maybe I'll stick that hat on. And then the other things are just sort of like jackets and waterproofs then. So I've got a pair of waterproof trousers there, some ultimate direction ones. I don't think I've actually ever used these, so these are basically box fresh. They've just sort of stayed wrapped up in their little, you know, pocket, stowaway pocket, and I haven't actually worn them. So, you know, depending if we get some sort of biblical rain downpours, maybe I'll be getting them out for the first time. And then jacket, ultimate direction ultra jacket. This is starting to see show signs of a lot of wear now. It's seen better days, this jacket, but I do enjoy it. So yeah, very lightweight. It's just nice to wear. So that'll be coming along as a spare. Another spare I've got here is Innovate Race pullover waterproof jacket. Again, super lightweight and breathable. You can sort of see through the material on this one. It's so lightweight. so that'll be coming along. And then I've got another windproof here from Ultimate Direction. I think this is called the Ultra Shell, I could be wrong, but yeah, again another windproof, just to keep some of the wind and chill off if I need it. So that's basically all the spare bits of kit. In here I'll also have some battery banks and wires and whatnot, but nothing too interesting. But yeah, that goes through all the spare bits of kit that I'll have with me for the day as well. Next up, nutrition. Okay, so nutrition then. So this is my nutrition box, and this is my sort of tub of hydration bits and pieces in here. But first of all, we'll talk through what I have in this little box of tricks here. So first up, I've got a big pack of Caffeine Bullet Ginger Raws. Been using these now, well, pretty much since the beginning of the year, and yeah, they're superb. Really give you a lift when you're feeling knackered, and yeah, they're pretty tasty as well. So they come in these little sort of chews here, little packets there, and I'll just sort of decant a few of these little ones into a smaller bag to stick in my pack to get me throughout the day. So yeah, ginger raws there to get me started, and then I've also got a load of these sort of breakfast biscuits. So there's just sort of 3 thin biscuits in there, and then, as I say, I've got, you know, loads of them in here that I can just sort of take with me. That's sort of like some nice sort of solid food, pretty neutral. Yeah, just biscuits really. Not very high in calories or carbs or anything, but you know, sometimes it's just nice just to have something just to chew on that isn't too sweet or full of flavour, just to something nice and neutral. Also in here I've got, you know, just the classic gels, so loads of these PF 30 gels. Sometimes I get the 90s, but this time I thought I would just order, I think they do like X Miles do like a marathon pack that come with a load of these and some chews and stuff, so I just ordered the set. So yeah, I've probably got, I think it's about 12 or 15 of these PF 30 gels, so plenty. And then talking about Precision Fuel, loads of these 30 gram carb chews. Again, they came as part of that set, so yeah, I got loads of them. Probably about 4 or 5, so that'd be more than enough to get me through. Next up, we've got a few things from NAC. So these guys are the sort of nutrition sponsor for UTMB, so you may well have seen them around, but I've got a lot of these Stroop waffles here. So loads of different flavours. I've got vanilla one, chocolate one, maple syrup, and salted caramel. So a couple of different flavours there to go throughout the run. So yeah, another solid option there. A few other things from NAC here. So these are the Ultra Energy bars. So this one is berries and nuts. So these are sort of like flapjack, that one there in particular is. And this one here is the peanut butter and chocolate. So that is very much like a Snickers, and to be honest with you, I could eat these all day long. So tasty. So yeah, pretty dangerous to have around the house because they just end up being like an everyday snack as opposed to, you know, sports nutrition. So yeah, definitely worth checking out the peanut butter and chocolate NAC bars. So I think that's probably about it for this little box of tricks. That's my sports nutrition. In terms of other food that I'll be consuming on the day, I'll have things like pot noodles. I'm going to get some fruit, you know, watermelon, the classic stuff like that. So like a fruit platter with a few different things in it. And then sausage rolls and bits and bobs. And then also along the Greensand Way, we're very lucky in terms of there being lots of sort of pubs along the way as well. So potential for some hot food from those to be delivered to me on the course as well. Now, let's talk quickly about nutrition, hydration. So yeah, I keep everything in this tub. So a few options again here to use on the day. First up, at the top, is some NAC Ultra Energy drinks mix. So again, a couple of different flavours of this. So we've got this lime flavour, yeah. So lime and the watermelon there. Again, used these before, very similar to sort of like Tailwind if you used that before in the past, but these sort of flavours are not as sort of strong or as sweet as Tailwind, but again they give you 250 calories per thing, and yeah, tastes quite nice. So a couple of flavour options there of that. And then also I have my favourite active root flavour, which is the peppermint and ginger one here. I've got loads and loads of sachets of that in there. So I definitely won't be running out of active root on the Greensand Way. And also tucked in here, I have a few Precision Hydration, what are they, 1500 electrolyte mix. So yeah, a few different drinks options there to keep me hydrated as we go throughout the run. But I think that's probably about it now in terms of kit. So yeah, let's just talk about sort of a little bit about how the day itself is going to pan out and how everything's going to work. For the whole 110 miles of the Greensand Way, I've selected 18 different sort of like aid station crew points, if you will, along the whole route. And these are roughly spaced sort of every 10k or so. So not massive distance between them, but these are there to be used sort of ad hoc really. I'm not expecting to stop for very long, or some maybe not even at all. So for example, in the earlier stages of the run, I may well not stop at the first sort of say 2 or 3 crew points, and then, you know, just pick and choose which ones I'm going to stop at. But I've put them there mainly for other people to be able to sort of like stop at a point of the course and maybe run a section and then swap over, and, you know, just sort of they know where people are going to be and where's sort of like easy to join and leave the route, if you will. So yeah, so we've got 18 points, as I say, for that, and that will hopefully make it easier for people to chop and change when they're joining me throughout the run. In terms of my crew, again, I'm going to be using my mum and dad. They're going to be coming along. They've done, you know, the North Downs Way and the South Downs Way for me, so they know the drill and they know exactly what they're doing. This time I'm also going to be having Zachary coming along for the ride as well, which is really, really cool. It's going to be great to have him there, and having him on board is definitely going to be a good bit of motivation, because, you know, when I'm feeling knackered and don't want to carry on, I'm going to see him there and I'm going to think, oh, I've got to keep going. I don't want to let him down. And hopefully I can show him what his old man's capable of. So having him along for the ride is going to be great motivation for sure. Fingers crossed he'll also be able to run some of the sections with us as well, which should be great. So that should be a lot of fun. In terms of other runners though, I've got Adam, Danielle, Ash and Rogan. They're going to be joining me at the start in Ham Street, and they're going to be sort of like running different sections, chopping and changing. They're going to have their own vehicles, so they're basically going to be self-sufficient. So, you know, say one will be driving the car or van, and then, you know, a couple of them will be running, and then maybe those guys will swap back into the car and, you know, just chopping and changing us along for those 18 different points as and when they want to as well. So yeah, that's how it's going to start off. And then in the latter stages of the run, starting from sort of Reigate, we've got a couple of the GTR guys joining me there, and then also Leaf Hill is going to be another sort of big area where more of the GTR crew is going to be joining us, and hopefully they'll be running through the night to the finish in Hazelmere, which is going to be awesome. So fingers crossed we'll have a super crew for the finish of this run. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Fingers crossed it all sort of works as I've planned it in my head. I hope it does go as smoothly as possible, so hopefully I've covered all the bases. But yeah, I think that's about it. I appreciate this has been a bit of a long video, so thank you for sticking with me. Once again, thank you very much for all your support with the donations for the cancer research fundraiser. Really do appreciate it. And once again, if you want to drop some money our way, please do check the link below in the description box. So I think that's about it for this video. If you liked today's video, please press that like button, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more running videos like this. So that's it. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon on the Greensand Way. Peace.